Fun. Hendrik?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and how old are you?
I'm 30.
And what do you do?
I'm a government contractor. I work in IT.
Okay, cool. What are some things you like to do for fun?
I call myself an adventurous guy.
Okay.
I love being outdoors, having fun, thrill seeker. That's it.
Okay. And what do you look for in a woman?
What's poppin', world? I hope all is well. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. If at any moment during this video you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button. If you got something to say, drop it in the comment section. We're going to review this clip from the Pop the Balloon show. I'm going to break this all the way down. Let's get into this.
I look for somebody who's mature, emotionally intelligent, such as like they know how to deal with their traumas, their feelings, and things of that nature.
Okay. And now what are some of your deal breakers?
More than one kid.
Okay.
If you're too ratchet, you don't know how to turn it on and off.
Okay.
Just know how to turn it on and off.
Okay.
Don't do it too much. I like to have fun too.
That's
All
what's
right.
up.
Sounds good. So we have not got any pop balloons. Let me hand you a pick. Hold on to that.
Nice looking group of young ladies right here. Shout out to the ladies for putting it together. Nice look. They look pretty humble. This looks like a legitimate group of wives right here. Or should I say future wives? But only time will tell. Let's keep going.
That. And there's only 5 ladies, so let me have you just pop one. Just one balloon. I know you thought I was gonna skip this part, huh?
This
Go
is
ahead and
early.
just pop one.
Okay.
Hey, this is Sarah Beth, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that crispy brown sugar.
It has nothing to do with none of you guys. You guys are all beautiful, but I'm sorry, ma'am.
All right, your name and age.
Diamond, 28.
All right, and Diamond, why did you have your balloon unpopped?
He's pretty handsome, so I didn't really see anything wrong with him. I was just getting to hear what he had to say some more. So, yeah, that's why I kept my balloon.
Sounds good. And why'd you end up popping her balloon?
I was just drawn to, the other woman. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, let's head on back this way. So we do.
Now, she's a beautiful young lady. I probably would have popped hers first too. Maybe a little bit of the physique. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a fitness guy. And the long, now it could be her hair. I kind of doubt it, but that long weave. I'm always interested to know, what your real hair looks like. You know what I'm saying? And all of them might have some weave in. You know what I'm saying? But I'll just leave it there. Let's keep going.
You have 4 ladies left. Go ahead and ask them a question.
All right. Ladies, how would you take care of our household in a relationship?
Okay.
Question.
Let's start over here. Name and age first.
Hi, I'm Kishwan and I'm 30. And how I would take care of the house, I would clean it, of course. The dishes, I would just keep everything tidy because I'm a very clean person. I can't have a dirty fridge or anything messy or out of place. But I would also say that if you come home and you see me starting to be worn out from doing all of that, I would also, it'd be very nice if my man would come help me handle the house, especially if it's a big house, because I plan to live in a nice home. So not an apartment for the rest of my life. So
Right.
I would take care of it very well, and I'll also cook. I know how to cook, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Yes.
Love it.
Nice. Amen.
Over here,
Amen.
your name and age and answer to his question.
Ane, 29. And of course, like she said, cooking and cleaning, I think that's a must. I love to cook. I don't want to be the only one cleaning, so definitely want to, share those responsibilities. But I like to keep a happy house. I think when we get stuck in a little routine at home, that can be a little boring. So I like to keep it fun because that's the place of our peace. So, yeah.
Thank you. And then over.
We can skip. Yeah. Yeah. some of the ladies have to be careful saying what she said, right? She said, well, I don't want all the cleaning responsibilities. You know, let's share some of them. Now, she may be being blatantly honest. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she's not one who will do all the cleaning, so to speak. But, you know, on this type of platform, what most men kind of want to hear is, you know, you taking on those responsibilities. Now, in real life and in the real world, sure, you know, a guy's gonna have to do some things here and there around the house when it comes to cleaning. Sure, you know, give the woman a hand. You know, sure, no problem. But if you're coming out the gate, kind of saying like, "Look, I ain't about to be doing that." Hey, look, you know, that could be a telltale sign of you're probably only looking to do half of it, which I would say ain't the way. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to at least do more than half. And then she said, you know, she likes to keep it fun, I guess, as far as the responsibilities. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that means, again, she will not do the majority of those household duties. And she kind of putting it out there, but trying to make it sound good. Let's keep going.
Over here, your name and age and answer to his question.
I'm Jabria, I'm 29. So I have a pretty busy schedule. So I've adapted a technique that works for me as far as like cleaning my house. So like cleaning as I go midweek, like Tuesdays used to be my work from home days. So I really would deep clean Tuesdays, and Sundays are always a reset for me. But I'm gonna be realistic, like I'm going through OCS, like I have changes coming on. So I hire sometimes people to clean my house because if I don't have the time, then that's just easier for me. So it may not be me always cleaning, but the house will be clean. Like, yeah. So,
What's OCS mean?
Officer Candidate School.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I actually knew that, but just want to make sure. Just want to make sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your name and age and answer to his question.
Yes, Jessica, 27. I look at it as like a partnership, and so wherever what needs to be taken care of, I don't look at it as, oh, you are a woman or you.
I'm sorry, guys. That last chick right there, she was saying how, you know, if she can't get to it, she'll hire. Now, the question is it just you living there? And if it is just you living there, I mean, how much of a mess are you making to where you have to hire someone to come in? It's just you. I can see if you had a husband, kids, and you had a big house, right? But if it's just you, how messy, you know, are things getting? Seriously, this is a serious question. How messy are things getting for you to have to hire someone to then come in and clean up? That might be a red flag right there. I've dealt with a lot of women, and I've seen some messy ones, beautiful, but they could not keep a house clean, and they had no kids. It was just them, you know, and I would come over and stuff like that, but they kept a messy house. That I'm telling you, that's a red flag. Let's keep going.
You are a man, so therefore you are assigned these gender roles. I look at it as, okay, what needs to be taken care of? This is a partnership. If I see, for example, I'm just going to use the scenario. If just because there is this societal standard that, oh, men should go out and do this and that, God forbid, if you were to lose your job or something happened to you, I would step up and do what I have to do. It's no question about it. It's not he's a man, so he has to do this. It's a partnership. I don't look at numbers, 50-50, 25. No, I don't look at that. I look at it as, what can I do to step into this role to help my man, and vice versa.
Powerful.
Just like you just said, powerful. Now, in theory, everything she said sounds good. In theory, it sounds good. Another thing she said, you know, what needs to get done, let's get it done. It works out better from my experiences when there are designated roles to a degree. Meaning if a woman is, you know, now, of course, we got to deal with both people leaving the house, both people work, you know, of course, you know. So, of course, women going to say, you don't put it all on us, you know. But you kind of want that woman to be stronger, right, to a degree when it comes to cleaning and cooking. Now, me and my wife, now I can do it all because I've lived on my own. My wife, obviously, she's lived on her own. She's stronger when it comes to the cooking, cleaning, things like that. Now, stronger doesn't mean necessarily that she's better, because I take pride in, me keeping a clean space and all that good stuff. But stronger meaning like if we were both sitting on the couch or we both come into work, my mind is not instantly going to go to, okay, I need to clean this out. I need to do this and do that. Hers will. That's what I mean by it. So having that will to, okay, we need to make sure this is done. She's stronger when it comes to making sure that we have a meal or we know what we're going to eat that night. I'm chilling. I'm doing what I'm doing throughout the day. I'm working and, whatever, game planning. She's out of what we eat and what you want to eat tonight. What you want me to cook? You want me to grab something? Like every time. She's on top of that. I might not think about that till the last minute. When it comes to cleaning, she the same way. Oh, let me do this. Let me go and tidy this up. Let me hit these dishes. Let me, do this, do that. She's stronger when it comes to the will of getting it done. I'm saying? Not that I can't, but again, just strong in that way. And then, she mentioned, this chick right here mentioned partnership. Be careful with that. Be careful with that. There's one head. There's one leader, right? Some people like to resort to saying that this is a benevolent dictatorship, right? Benevolent meaning I will take all parties under me into consideration when making my decisions, but I'm going to make the final decision. That partnership, generally, people, can have a long marriage that way, but usually there's a lot of head bumping, a lot of compromising going on. Nah, there's one ruler, there's one head, right? And again, I will take everything you say into consideration. I will take your advice. Be careful with that partnership word. Let's keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna have you pop one balloon based off of anything you've heard so far and what you've seen.
Okay. They all had like really good answers.
I know, they did.
So that's really hard. But okay. Sorry.
All right. So,
choice.
why did you have your balloon unpopped?
I just wanted to hear him out. I mean, I like his style. He's handsome, so yeah.
All right, nice. And why'd you end up popping her balloon?
I resonated more with the other answers. It has nothing to do with what she said. Honestly, this is hard. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's head back. We do have 3 ladies left. Go ahead and ask them another question.
Okay. I'm gonna be different.
Okay.
So imagine this is a scenario-based question. So imagine we're going to an event, ladies.
And let's be clear, he probably popped because she was saying that she might have to hire something. She comes off as somebody who's very busy. She comes off as a woman who's very busy. Men, real men, want their woman to be available. She said she had that OCS or whatever, whatever it was she got going on, and she's busy, and she's like, sometimes I have to learn how to clean as I go, and I bring people in. That sounds like a mess. That sounds like a mess. Now, that may be lingering in the back of his head. And then he could be a guy who's not blunt and real when it comes to turning these women down. Yeah, the other women, they just looked a little better. Or, yeah, their answers resonated. So he ain't trying to pinpoint and say, I ain't like this, I ain't like that. Sometimes when you do that, or, I've been doing these reviews for a while, some other women will pop because they'll get offended that you called somebody out. So he playing it safe when it comes to the elimination process as far as giving off his answers as to why. But in the back of their head, he probably, yeah, she busy. She got this going on. She got that going on. We going to have cleaners in the house. I don't want no cleaners in my house. I want my wife cleaning the house or my girl, whatever the case is. Let's keep going.
And we have to take my mother with me. Who is sitting in the front seat and who is sitting in the back seat?
Sheesh. Okay, let's start down there. Oh, okay, let's start here and then we'll go over there.
So if y'all missed that question, he was saying if they was going somewhere, you know, his mother and one of these young ladies, who's sitting in the front seat? His mother is the young lady who he's with, whether that be his wife, whatever the case may be. Who's sitting in the front seat? That's the question.
Sorry. So I would definitely want to sit in the front seat. But I just kind of have a question. How do you manage your relationship with your mom? It kind of sounds like there's a tug with.
There's actually
Your
no
mom
tug
and
of
your-
war. This is
okay.
a question that I was asking because I just wanted to gauge your mindset.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm definitely a passenger princess.
my mother is the type of lady that would want my lady to sit in the front seat.
Okay.
You know, so I just wanted to see, you know, where your mind was at
Okay.
in that regards. So,
Okay. Did that answer your question?
yeah. Yeah, that answers.
Okay. And what about here?
Yeah, I was literally going to say right when you said that, I'm definitely sitting in the front. I mean, I would love your mother just like how you love your mother, not as much, but I don't want to be disrespected. I don't want to be with a mama's boy. That's absolutely not going to happen.
And,
Yeah, it's just a respect thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was honestly just a respect thing. I just wanted to see if, you know, like you would just like be humbled enough to be like, oh, Ma, you can sit here. And then she'd be like, no, you are the wife.
Maybe if she had a disability or something, of course she could sit in the front. I would never, like, if she had a walker or something. I don't know how old your mother is, but
Yeah.
of course. But if that's not the case,
She would choose the lady
Yes.
first for sure. But I just wanted to see where your mindset
Sure.
was. That's all.
Okay. And then we did get a pop balloon.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
go down over here. Why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I'll just start off by saying that I do find you handsome, and I like what you were saying earlier and the fact that you articulated what you liked and your desires and things along those lines. For me, the reason why I popped it was because of the question itself. Just in the past, I've gotten questions like that, and I've heard questions like that on social media, and there's always been like a frenzy around those. And for me, I just did not see the significance in the question being asked. And that's just me personally. I just didn't see the significance in it. When I think about myself and my significant other, husband or something in the future, I'm not thinking about, oh, I'm going to let his mother sit in the front. I'm going to sit in the front. I'm always going to be respectful of my elders, of course, always and forever. But that's not the first thing that comes to my mind of, well, I'm going to go ahead and let her sit up in the front because of this, or I'm going to sit up in the front. I don't think about stuff like that. And so when you asked that question, it was more so of me, I'm not going to have an answer because it's not like I'm going to blatantly disrespect your mother or she would blatantly disrespect me or expect me to sit up in the front. For me, it was just more so of I didn't see the point of the question being asked.
Mindset thing. That's all. It wasn't nothing specific. I just wanted to see where your mind was at. Because my mother is the type of lady that respects my lady first, you know? So she would definitely choose you and tell me, like, no, let her sit in the front. You
I
know?
respect that. And I mean,
I just wanted to see where your mind was at, like, with the humbleness and all of that.
oh yes, and I'm very humble. I don't want that to be confused. I'm very humble and I do respect my elders. I love elderly people. I hang around them all the time. Anybody who knows me could say that I'm very respectful towards the elderly and I would put them before me. For me, it was just more so of the question itself and the frenzy, social media, and I'm not trying to connect the two. But for me, I just didn't see the point of asking that question. And I know the intention behind it, but the impact it had on me with it and the point of asking, I'm like, well, he may not like my answer or something along those lines. So yeah.
Roger that.
All right, now she's someone that's your type.
Of course. She's a nice girl.
Thank you.
Now, you know, that was a mouthful right there. That was a mouthful. Now, the young lady right there, I understand what she's saying, and to a degree, I agree with what she's saying. The significance of that, that's not I don't think that's a good question. You know, who's sitting in the front seat, you or my mama? Like, no, because again, he's saying that his mom is the type of woman who's going to put the wife in the front seat. But at the same time, what answer are you expecting from these young ladies? Because think about it. If they say, your mom's sitting in the front seat, that means that they don't understand their position as your wife. You see what I'm saying? A wife should know that she comes first. She shouldn't have to battle with that. She shouldn't have to wrestle with you about that. You know, a woman should know that. She should know that, you know, she comes first. And you should know that she comes first. Again, the significance of the question, I see what he's saying. I'm just trying to see your mindset, what you want them to say. I mean, is that the wrong answer? Them putting themselves in front of your mom? Okay, let's just play the other way. Or they say, oh, your mom, she's sitting in the front seat. You look at them as nice and generous. You get what I'm saying? Where, which way do you go with that? You know, and she said, you know, a lot of stuff been going on, Frenzy, social media, and she didn't want to get into none of that. I'm gonna tell you another thing you can read into it too. She's the type of woman. She popped her balloon to ask that question. Let me tell you another reason why. If let's say the other reason she said was BS, let me give you the real reason why. She's probably been in situations where she's had to battle between a man and his mom, or maybe she's grew up seeing it, or whatever the case is, and she's the type, I would argue, that she don't give a dang about her brother's mom. You know what I'm saying? She don't give a dang. Mom can kick rocks. Let me go ahead and tell you, she's the type of chick right there. Mama can kick rocks. That's why, and that's, remember, part of her answer was, you might not have, I don't want to answer that question and you don't like my answer, because her true feelings, if she would have answered that truthfully, is F your mama. F your mama. That's how she feels. And as a wife, you know, we want our wives to understand that they come first. But again, there's that balance though. But some wives are on the other end of the spectrum where they're saying, not only do I come first, I F your mama. You know, when I come in the picture, it's F your mom, and we don't want her to go that far. And I think she was more on that end of the spectrum. So that question just offended her because she's like, I don't want my true colors to come out. Let's keep going.
Okay, we've got 2 ladies left. Ladies, any questions for our guy? You do? Okay, let's start over here. What's your question?
So, what do you value most in your relationships?
I value respect. I value loyalty. Somebody who's willing to try and not give up, you know, because life is full of ups, downs. Y'all be willing to go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sorry, can I ask multiple?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Did we talk about kids yet? Do you have kids?
I have no kids.
Okay, you want kids?
Of course.
And are you marriage minded?
Am I what?
Marriage minded.
That is the goal.
Okay.
Within the next 2 years or 3 years, 5 years, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
With intention.
All right. That's all I have for now.
Okay. Any questions over here?
I was just going to ask like what his 5-year plan was. Okay. And if it didn't have marriage in it, it would have been a huge pop. Okay. But a question that I would have, oh, so where are you from? Well, like where are you located?
All right, so I am from the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Shout out to Baltimore too.
My sister and my nieces live out in Maryland. Yeah.
So I commute from Maryland to Virginia a lot because of work.
Oh, I have family in Virginia. That's crazy.
So
And where are you?
Oh, I'm in California. Yes.
that's fun.
Yeah, it's a bit of a distance.
It's a long distance away, brother. You on the opposite end of the country. Let's keep it going.
What does respect look like to you in a relationship? Because I would say like respect is lacking a lot in relationships. A lot of people say I love you and still hit you, love you and still cheat on you. So what does respect look like?
Respect is just that. Like, my woman is my queen. You know, I want her. I want her decision in everything I do. So I'm gonna always confide in her, and we're gonna do it as a team. It's never just my mindset. It's what we can do. It's a partnership. That's how I see it. So yeah.
Also, do you drink?
Yeah.
Or okay.
I drink sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
Occasionally.
Do you smoke weed?
No, ma'am. The type of work I do, you know, like I said, government contract.
Yes.
So I can't.
So you don't like have substance abuse issues or with alcohol, anything like that?
No.
Okay. I mean, I just have to make sure. I gotta make sure.
I can't be with
You never
anybody.
know.
Yeah, I can't be with anybody who's into that lifestyle because of my work, the nature of my job. So
Sorry, one more question. Sorry.
Okay, last one, girl.
Last one. How well do you prioritize like your health, fitness, nutrition, anything like that?
yes, ma'am. So right now I'm like on a fitness journey. It's gonna take at least a year. You know, it's not like a 3-month thing. I'm gonna have to do this thing for a year to see where it's at. So yeah, I
Have you
eat right.
and you started?
I started.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just where it's at. I just keep going every day.
Okay. Yeah.
Good. All right. Okay, it's time to pop. We've got two, I know, two wonderful ladies left, but you do have to pick just one. So whose are you popping?
No questions, right?
No. You'll get one more when they come up here.
You guys
But for
asked
now,
These girls
okay,
are like
this last, if
this.
you got a question, is it going to help you really determine between two of them? Or are you going to ask just a
These
petty
girls,
old
hey,
question? Is this question going to help you really pick?
this the moment of truth right here. These girls nervous. You can see it in her eyes. This girl right here in the front, she like, this nigga better not pick this other girl over me after we just had this long conversation of getting to know each other. The other girl like, hey, we'll make a good match. I ain't said nothing wrong. Let's see if he got some.
I'll just make up my mind.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's fine. You guys are both like, yeah, this is. Oh, I dropped the
I
toothpick.
got another one for you. Don't worry.
Can I? Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Charlie, I'm a nice guy. Okay, just remember that. I'm sorry, but you guys, her eyes was doing something to me. So
Oh, okay. Let's come over here then. So, why'd you have your balloon unpopped?
He's a nice gentleman, nice looking, nice the way he articulated everything that, he said. So that's why.
I saw it was really, really tough, but why did you end up popping her balloon?
I popped her balloon because of the eye contact that I received from her. You know, I just felt a spark.
You felt it, okay.
Yeah.
I noticed you trying to make that connection. I seen it.
Yeah. Because it was hard. It was hard. Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, let's head on that way. I'll have you stand on that side of me, scoot over there. I'll have you stand right over here. All right.
Now, he popped the other chick balloon. Now, me personally, and I think this is what he should have done. He should have asked when he had one more chance. He should have asked to see where the other girl was located at. You see what I'm saying? He should have asked to see where she's located. Because this chick here is out in Cali. Now, she might relocate because she did mention that she had a sister, some nieces, and some family in the Virginia, Maryland area, right? DC area. But, that doesn't mean that she will move out there. She probably would. You know what I'm saying? She see interest in him. She see the type of career path he's in. I don't know if I remember what she does. But anyway, she would have to be willing to relocate, more than likely, for that to work, across the country. So they're going to have to get to know each other from across the country. Now, that's possible now. If you truly love somebody and your lifestyle allows you to do that, you can make it happen. But other than that, I think everything else is good between the two. But distance is a real thing. I would have saw where the other girl was from. She seemed pretty nice. She seemed pretty genuine. She seems like she was fully into him. Not that this girl doesn't, but remember, she asks a ton of questions, and that's good for women to ask guys a lot of questions because it is like a vetting process. So you want to see what you're getting into. You don't want to just jump into it. But sometimes if a woman asks too many questions, it's kind of like they're on that spectrum. They're on the edge. It's like, this might work, but I'm really not sure. Now, you want a woman to have that full faith in you, right? You want a woman to look at you like you're the best thing since sliced bread and the things about you, right? For her to fully walk on her role as a wife, be submissive, be cooperative, want to be beautiful for you, so on and so forth. So just a little something in question, but these two do make a great couple from the looks of it. She's a very lovely lady. He's a cool guy. Let's keep going.
Yo, any final question between the two of you?
Yes, I have two, but they're quick.
Okay.
So how do you feel about long distance?
Where are you located?
California. I'm closer to San Diego.
It is what it is. I'm willing to work with it. That's just life. You can't.
She just told you California. And see, here's the thing you got to worry about guys like him. He may be too nonchalant and not fully honest. He may not be fully honest. Because as you can see, he been pretty cool, calm, and collective through the whole show. He's cool, calm, and collective. He hasn't had any major outbursts, major reactions, anything like that. And again, she just told him Cali a minute ago. You know, that went over his head. And now he might want to know what city, but the city don't matter right now. We know you near Virginia, Maryland, all that DC. She on the other side of the country. The city don't you can't get no further than that. So he like that, and you see he had no emotions when she said Cali. But on the inside, he got to be like, dang. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't show no emotion. So, you know, he's very nonchalant. A guy like this, he's the type of guy to break up with you and not give you the full explanation as to why. Right. Yeah, it just doesn't work. You know, I just don't know. I just don't know if we're meant to be. He ain't going to give you no in-depth answers. That could be a problem. He may not articulate himself well when it comes to relationships. Let's keep going.
Control that.
Mm-hmm. And then also, like, down the line, I'd like to have children. Mm-hmm. And me personally, I want to raise my children to have a very strong mindset. I don't want them to think that just because of the color of their skin, they're automatically seen as less than, or people are going to look at them or treat them a certain type of way. They have to work harder because they're black. I don't want to raise my children like that. So how would you raise your child not to have a victim mindset?
Okay.
Oh, and I love this about her. You know, there's a whole lot going on, you know, in the past decade. Really, this has been going on forever. But there are a lot of blacks who lean into victimhood and all that stuff. And, you know, even when it comes to their kids, oh, I got a black son. So, you know, it's harder for them. Or I got a black this, I got a black that. There are a lot of black people out here thriving, doing well, you know, have no issues. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that narrative is being killed slowly but surely. And I'm glad her mindset was like, look, if we raise these kids, how are we raising them? What type of mentality are we going to instill in them? I like the fact that she went in that direction. I like her a lot. I like her.
That's easy. You know, I'm first generation Ghanaian, so life has not been easy. You know, you had to get it. If you really want it, you got to go for it. So, I mean, that's the type of mindset I would instill in the kids, you know, like nothing comes easy. You have to fight for it. So, yeah, I'm going to teach them that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't want any new kids or, woo, he's me, I'm black, I can't do anything. I don't want that.
There's no
Absolutely not.
victim mindset.
like
You against you.
Okay.
That's how life works. It's not just it's you against you.
Okay.
I like
Are you
that.
good?
I
Any
like
final
it.
question? You're good?
No, man.
Okay. All right. Well, then, is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her? Is it a yes for you for her?
Yeah.
You said yes?
Yes, ma'am.
We got a match. Yeah. I'll take the mic. Go ahead, get your man, girl. Make some noise for them, ladies.
I like it. That's what's up.
Oh my God.
All right, guys. You saw that. You heard that. That was a great episode. Great episode. Long one, but it was good. I think both of them made great decisions to be with one another. As you can see in the end, there was a great conversation between the two. It seems like they'd be very interested in each other. She seems to be very intriguing. You know, she's got a lot of questions. He's cool, calm, and collective. He's going to answer those questions. He seems like a guy who's going to continue to reassure her that everything is going to be all right. So, good deal, good deal. Great lineup of women. You know what I'm saying? Look like he found the one that might have been most suitable for him from a mental slash connection standpoint. The other chick, I think she would have done well with him as well. She would have been, I would say, more, I guess, like, what's the word I want to use? More, it might have meshed in a way of, I think she would have been more like calm or more, I don't want to use the word submissive per se, but I want to just say more accepting. That's the word, more accepting of who he was at the gate. The one he chose, which she's great, but again, she has a lot of questions, which, like I said, women should, because it is somewhat of a vetting process when you make these choices, because you're choosing a person you're going to be with for the rest of your life, or that's the potential in it. So, that's the most important decision a man and a woman will make, but it's all good. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Any moment in the video, if you like what you're hearing, go into that like button. Leave a comment in the comment section if you got something to say. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to continue to do these reviews on the Pop the Balloon Show. I'm going to also do other content on men, women, dating, relationships, and marriage. And I also do some current events. I also want to put some live panels together and have some real conversations. Let's build a strong tribe over here. Again, I'll be your fearless leader. Not like anybody else on the internet. We're gonna do what we do. And remember this: keep God first. I love you all. Be blessed. I want to close out.